This e-learning lesson is going to cover the procedures management. We'll have an overview of the form and also go over some of the uses of the form. We're going to go to WISE option and click the button from the main screen with the 2 check marks, Procedure Manager. This form has a wealth of information that is sometimes underutilized. It gives you a really good all-around overview of everything that you're billing and charging, your health records, etc. So we'll go over an overview. As you can see right off the bat, it tells me I have 16 reminders past due. This is a really good form to look at of things that you have to do that were scheduled for the past, things that you have to do in the future. To get to this, we're going to see the procedures undone in the past. So on my status here, I'm going to check the undone box, and I have my from and to dates. I'm going to say from, and let's do the 1st of 2007. So I have from sometime in the past to today, set as undone. I can leave the rest of it like it is right now, and we'll refresh the list. And this will show me 17 procedures. If I go from today and do yesterday, which is technically the past, I will have 16 in my list. So here's everything that I have not done. I can choose to sort it by date, which is how it is now. If I click the task, it will sort by task for me. I have the horse information, the owner information, the value of the procedure, the neckband, all the information that I'd like to see. I can also sort it by location if I wish. For now, we're going to sort it by task. And these plasmas, I know that they were done, finished. So I'm going to go ahead and check just the plasmas, and I'm going to set them as done. Yes, I'm really sure. And these have now been updated. They've been set as done, and I can refresh the view. And since our status is for undone, they're no longer on the list. If I choose all, they would return to the list. For these, I'm going to go ahead and delete these procedures. They're a checkmare. You might want to do the same thing to some procedures if they're simply reminders to be looked at. If you think they didn't get done, you've scheduled them for some time in the future for whatever reason. I can use my box up here to check all or to uncheck all. We'll do check all. I can set them as done, set them as undone if it was something that I've already done and I wanted to set it as undone. I can change the date, I can change the value, or I can remove all of them. I'm going to choose to remove all of them. And yes, I'm really sure. I've just deleted 11 procedures. And again, I can refresh the view. So my red bar is no longer there. I have no undone procedures in the past. And let's do through the end of next week. Say, for example, that the vet is coming and I need to look at everything that I have scheduled on my list. I can pull a list of all of my undone procedures for a certain time in the future and see that this is my list of things to do. So I can let him know in advance, I need you to bring some full plasma, those kind of things. Another great feature about this is separating it by the task, course, or professional. If I were to do the same thing, and let's say that Max is coming or has come, I need to pay him for work he's done in the past or whatever, I can refresh this list. And let me do my done status. Refresh this list, and I can see that he was the professional on 6 of these recipient trims, as noted right here in the procedure masks. So I will close this. I can see anything that he's done for a certain period of time. I'm going to check all on the professional again. I'm going to come over here to the horse and uncheck my all button. I'm going to go down and find this mare. This would be a list of everything that I have done to her from the 1st, and let's go ahead and get today. We'll refresh this list. So this is everything that's been done to her. Now, the procedures that have the asterisks and the comments, as indicated right here, have already been billed and are on an invoice. The remainder of them have not. So you can see everything that I've billed to her. I can show procedures that are hidden or not hidden, and the hidden procedures are covered in another topic. I can see the billed or unbilled. If I want to look at only everything that the client is seeing an invoice on, I can look at the billed and refresh the list. I'm going to select all here again, select all of my horses, and maybe, for example, I'd like to know how many shots of Deslorelin I've billed this year. So I can do my Deslorelin. That is my short ID for my Deslorelin task. And I'm going to do this entire year. and refresh the list. And I have done 11 procedures. Now, for example, say that we're on an ordering day and I need to know how many were given the entire last year, for example. I can go from 1/1 of 2006 to 12/31/2006 of all of that were done, and I can refresh the list, and there's 11 for last year. So you can see that there is a ton of information here on this page. All of the things that I can choose to do with it. I can also select all dates if I'd like to see that. I do have some shortcuts again to the to-do, and I can print this list as it is showing on the screen. There's also a feature here to exclude the value of 0 if you'd like to, and I can also add a new procedure at any time for any horse. So that's been a brief overview of the Procedure Manager. Again, a huge form that gives you a wealth of information that can sometimes be way underutilized on specific farms. It does have an amazing amount of information right at your fingertips. This is the reason that we put everything into the computer. So for this e-learning lesson, you've learned a little bit about the procedures management, maybe a little bit to help you utilize it, an overview of the form, as well as some of the uses of the form.